Throttle this week is flat out at Thruxton for highlights of the fastest bike racing of the year. Hang on tight for round 3 of the British Championships with big production bike action from the Superstocks. We get up close with Kawasaki's Peter Goddard. The Superbikes let rip at an average of over 110 miles an hour per lap. John McGuinness finally gets it right and rubs it in. Moody and McCarthy rule the Supersports, but for how long? Can Tesco's finest racer stretch the tightest of budgets to another win? And Hodgson proves he's one of Britain's finest domestic racers. Superstocks may be new for 2000, but it's serious and personal. There's 2 teams that rule. O2 Plus Yamaha and Sanyo Honda, 2 of Australia's finest versus 2 of Britain's. Matt Llewellyn grabbed 3rd on the grid, while teammate David Jeffries ended qualifying 4th. Both are on the front row, but behind their arch rivals. Glenn Richards was pipped to pole by his teammate, something no rider enjoys, especially when he's as young and stunningly fast as Chris Vermeulen.
Chris, boy wonder from Oz we've been calling you. What is it about your part of the world that produces such talent?
Well, I think part of the reason is most of the Aussie riders are coming from a dirt track background. They learn how to slide the bike, they can control a machine when it's out of control, so basically I think that's the answer to that, yeah.
That's obviously a little bit about your background, but you were 8th in the Australian Superbike last year, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it was my first year of first full season of road racing last year, and I got an opportunity by Yamaha to ride an R1, and I ended up 8th in the championship, first privateer, so it was sort of an added bonus for the privateer championship. And then I've had the offer to come over to England here and race the British Championship for Sanyo Honda, and everything seems to be going well.
You're a very mature young man for 17, I have to say. This comes with the territory.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we go. Anyway, my main aim this year is to stay consistent and hopefully do well in the championship, but we've had a bit of bad luck so far, but hopefully we've sorted all that out.
Now, that bit of bad luck was ground clearance at Donington, wasn't it? I believe you've rectified that now. Well,
yeah, we had the Fireblade. The covers are really wide out on the side of the bike, and we drag them on the ground a fair bit. And I went into the S's at Donington and hit it on the ground and cracked it open. It was sort of it was partly my fault. I knew it was there, and I shouldn't have been pushing so hard. But we've modified the cover now, and hopefully we've sorted the problem. We've just made it a lot stronger, and we'll see if it works.
Now, you're a busy guy, aren't you, Chris? Superstock and Supersport.
Yeah, well, I've got both classes this weekend, and it makes it even busier. There's an advantage to it with the circuits I haven't been to. I get more track time, but it's a bit hard to set up both machines, and they run a lot differently. With the Superstock's more of a street-based bike, where the 600 Supersport's more of a race machine. So we've like gear change positions and all that are totally different over the circuit. But yeah, I'm getting there, and hopefully I can win on both.
Much to the annoyance of his competition, he could do it here. Vermeulen then on pole from Glenn Richards' teammate. Llewellyn and Jeffries on the O2 Plus Yamahas, 3rd and 4th. Steve Brogan is in 5th place. Duffus, Haslam and Tinsley round out row 2. And on row 3, it's Rob Frost, Chris Burns, journalist Ronnie Smith and Pete Jennings, while on row 4, Danny Beaumont, Marcus Johnson, another journalist, as in Gus Scott, and Jago Chapman is 16th. The growl of the Superstocks then, as they come under starters' orders, the red lights are about to come on. Looking for the whole shot then. Oh, and a bit of a jump from the second row of the grid there, but a clear start down through Allard corner now. It's Jeffries and Llewellyn that get the whole shot on the R1 Yamaha's. Already a bit of pushing and shoving going on there between the 2 teammates. So number 47 leads. That's David Jeffries, who is in front of Matt Llewellyn, but not below, because up the inside comes the young pretender himself, Chris Vermeulen, then from Australia on the Sanyo Honda, has made it through into 2nd place. Here we go then, the Honda taking a look at it, and through has gone. Oh, there's a red flag, there's a red flag. That's why we saw a pass there. A red flag has gone up. So this race has been stopped for a trackside incident, and they have been halted due to safety. Quite right too, is all I have to say. Well, as the Superstock boys roll into pit lane, and we can see there, well, that's the right-hander out of Allard down through the complex, and then the right-hander out into the countryside. That's a multiple motorcycle pile up there, and looks to me like everyone on their feet. But it has caused a race stoppage to clear the track. Who is it this time that's going to make the start? David Jeffries made it off the line on part one, and here we go again, and the two Hondas get great starts, but it's the two R1 Yamahas that cut across into Allard first, but that looks like Vermeulen that's pulled it across through Allard. Bike number 5, it is Glenn Richards has made the start. Soon outdone though by David Jeffries. So this time round, it's Matt Llewellyn who gets the start. He is off into the complex of Campbell and Cobb, and it's Matt Llewellyn that leads, but through has come Glenn Richards. Glenn Richards, the Australian teammate to Chris Vermeulen, who is in 4th place at the moment. Matt Llewellyn's made the breakaway. Glenn Richards, though, is under pressure from David Jeffries. Jeffries looking for a way around the outside of Vermeulen, grabs the opportunity. Well, Steve Brogan in 5th place got an absolute prime view of what was going on there. Richards in 2nd place then, but Vermeulen is now up into 3rd place. And look at that race lead. It's the two Sanyo Hondas battling away for 2nd place. It is Glenn Richards and Vermeulen, and David Jeffries trying to get a hold right the way through there. Can he find a way through? I don't think so. It's full of Honda.
Formation flying for the Hondas at the moment.
Cobb corner it is then. Still Matt Llewellyn onto the front straight first. It is Vermeulen now in 2nd place on bike number 4. There's Chris Vermeulen, 17-year-old from Australia. He has been a sensation here in Great Britain this year. And Glenn Richards, and alongside him, David Jeffries, really battling away. But it's that man, Chris Vermeulen, who now is the fastest man around Thruxton in this Super Stocks race. Over his shoulders, straight into the eyes of Chris Vermeulen. He's made Chris Vermeulen do all the work, though, which may, as you've already said, Alan, have cooked tyres.
I think if I was Matt, he's tried to make a break, and he obviously realises he can't. I don't think he'll mind too much Vermeulen getting in front again now, and then just following in for a few laps.
Vermeulen goes for the long, fast line round the outside, and that looks to me like Matt Llewellyn has let him go.
That's right. I think that's a good move for Matt. He realised he couldn't get away, and so he's just going to do a bit of following for a little while.
OK, Matt Llewellyn, that's assuming he has no problem with the R1 Yamaha, the O2 Plus Yamaha, the Team Oxygen Yamaha is in 2nd place. Vermeulen now leads then. Down towards the braking area at the club chicane. It's Glenn Richards in 4th place on bike number 5, trying to go around the outside of David Jeffries. That is audacious to say the least. Whoa, what a great manoeuvre there.
Great manoeuvre. That's really brave going into there. Timing was good, and he went for it.
This is a little bit of magic by Glenn Richards round the outside of Dave Jeffries to find himself on the inside of the left-hander, and even David would have appreciated that. Richards from 47, David Jeffries. Well, Glenn Richards deserves what he gets as far as I'm concerned. Round Allard, down into the bracket area, Campbell. Whoa, 9 laps to go, and they are really pushing and shoving here. Richards out wide, trying to get on the barrel, beat him to the left-hander. Was David Jeffries? He didn't, because Richards held on to it. Whoa, it's becoming hammer and tongs. Here is your race leader, over the line then, Chris Vermeulen, well, defying his age, 17 years old. We wondered whether he might have cooked his tyres to catch and pass Matt Llewellyn. What a load of rubbish, because he has ridden so very well in this race. The early stages, he had to play catch-up to Matt Llewellyn, but now, just look at it, 4.2 seconds, a massive lead from Chris Vermeulen on the CB900 Honda, and in 2nd place, Matt Llewellyn, 4.278 seconds behind. So Vermeulen well on his way to his first win in Super Stocks in this country. Llewellyn 46. This is the battle for 2nd place now with 1 lap to go. We are on the last lap. Oh, Richards up the inside. That's done it. Richards goes through. He's been so good there. That's where we saw him dispense with David Jeffries, Matt Llewellyn's teammate earlier on in the day. Now Glenn Richards makes it a 1-2 for Sanyo Honda. Well, Mick Grant and Russell Savory, the management, if you like, the fat controllers, I like to liken them to be known as, are going to be so happy to see their bikes 1st and 2nd after the trauma of Brands Hatch, and particularly Donington Park. Yamaha have been relegated back to 3rd and 4th. It is Honda 1 and 2. That's a great day for those boys. Here we come then. It is Chris Vermeulen in the closing stages as the back markers look over their shoulders. What a superb ride from the 17-year-old Australian. Come through club corner onto the start and finish straight. It is already a checker flag. It's a long way to the line. He wheelies, he waves. It's an appreciative British crowd here. Vermeulen has absolutely thrashed them by 10 points.